Let's make some stewed potatoes like my mama and my grandma always made. This recipe is so easy and so good and really inexpensive as well. I'm just making a small batch, so I have got a medium-sized saucepan and I have got 4 yellow gold potatoes, 4 small yellow gold potatoes, and I'm just going to slice these. If you're someone who doesn't like potato peelings, you go right ahead, you cut those potato peelings off, those potatoes. But we like them, and they have so much nutritional value. They have magnesium, zinc, copper, they have protein, they have iron, and lots of vitamin C. So they're good for you. I did cut these about a ½ inch thick. We are going to cover these with water, just enough water to cover them, and then put them on your stovetop eye. Turn your stovetop eye on medium, and we are going to let these boil for about 20 minutes. Keep in mind, we're not boiling these to mash them, so we don't want them to completely break in two. But when you stick a fork in them, they should be soft. You should be able to stick a fork in them. Just like that. Because we are going to add more ingredients to these potatoes and they are going to boil some more. So you don't want them to turn to mush. If you're wondering where I went with the pan, I went to pour some of the water off, and you're going to leave about 1 inch to maybe 2 inches in the bottom of the pan. And now we're going to add some milk. You can use whatever milk you have on hand. We use 2%. That doesn't matter. You can even use evaporated milk, which is so good in these stewed potatoes. And once you pour that in, and I'm going to guess I added about 1 cup to this, maybe 1.5 cups of milk. I added about 2 tablespoons of butter, but if you want to add a little bit more than that, you certainly can. It just makes it all the better. I added about 2 ounces of this sharp cheddar cheese. I just sliced it off, put it in there. I have been known to just throw sandwich cheese in there, and I do like real cheese, by the way, and nothing else. Real cheese in this, okay? This is just my addition to my mother's and my grandmother's recipe. I don't think they added cheese. My mom might have, but I don't think they did. But I think my grandma would use evaporated milk. Oh, they're so good. Well, let's just ask her. Mom, do you add cheese to yours? I don't remember you adding cheese. I'm just wondering. Okay, my mom watches, by the way. Okay, let's go ahead and let this boil. And now we are going to add our thickener. And you can use cornstarch or you can use flour, but I've always used flour. My mama taught me to do this, but this will thicken anything. So I have got 2 teaspoons of flour to start off with, and I just added a little bit of milk to that. And you want to make sure if you add water or milk, either one, that they are cold and that flour will mix into that. And once you've got that mixed, we're just going to pour that right into this. You really want to try to get those chunks, that flour dissolved into the milk. But if you don't, no worries. This will cook up perfectly. It's going to be good, y'all. We are going to continue to let this cook. We want to get it to the boiling point, but that cheese has got to melt, the butter, and this has got to thicken. But go ahead and add salt and pepper. And if you're a fan of pepper, add lots of pepper to them. It just makes them all the better. All the better. This is my all-time favorite recipe from childhood that my mom and my grandma used to make. And I still make it now, and I can't make it without thinking of my little granny. Let's give this a stir, and in fact, don't walk away from this. Keep stirring this, because basically we're making a roux, and y'all know when you make a roux, you can't leave it. Now, there I go with the pepper. I told y'all lots of pepper. It's so good. Just keep stirring and stirring. You're watching to see this thicken, and I can tell you, it's not thick enough. So we just go ahead and we add more flour and milk or water. Evidently, I cut the part out of my video where I added it again, but I did add 2 more teaspoons of flour and some milk to this, and it was perfect. Now we're just gonna let this get to the boiling point, and then we're gonna take it off the stovetop eye because these are going to thicken some more as they cool down. Oh, they're so good, y'all. You can make these as thick or thin as you want. And voila, once these have cooled down about 10 or 15 minutes, they're ready to serve.